Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War 1/World War 2 tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and doing a design for 3 different types of barbed wire that you can incorporate into your maps. These designs are pretty simple, and I tried to take some real life reference photos and try to recreate some of the different various types of barbed wire arrangements and setups that you can easily incorporate into, again, any of your maps. So yeah, the designs are pretty simple. We'll go ahead and go just straight into taking a look here at the different designs. The first one, we have our standard type fence post here. So we just got basically 2 fence posts and chains in between them to kind of create the barbed wire that runs in between the fences. Pretty simple design and works pretty good. Then we have our next kind of section here, barbed wire, which is kind of a more fortified and kind of a more kind of stronger type of line of barbed wire. Basically what this is just a couple of braces here at an X shape, brace going down the center here, wooden material, and then in between these they had basically barbed wire kind of strands just thrown around it. So you can kind of see here this one's a little bit more chaotic, as it seemed that the barbed wire wasn't really in any kind of particular pattern. It was just kind of wrapped around, thrown onto this skeleton, and basically set up to basically be barbed wire. So pretty simple design there, and probably our more complex one, that's for sure. And then we have another form here, which is basically designed to be kind of like a 2-line type defense. This barbed wire type compared with, or teamed up with this type right here, can create some really cool, interesting, like no man's land type barbed wire. But basically what this is you got multiple fence posts kind of joined together. You got chains here running for single strand barbed wire across the top here, and then on the bottoms here it has the kind of coils. And if you've ever seen barbed wire and stuff like that, there's a design where instead of being straight, it's kind of coiled around, and that's what basically the cobwebs here are representing. So a couple cool designs for you guys to incorporate into your worlds, and again, you can kind of take this and make your own designs and make your own kind of fortifications and all that stuff. But I thought this would be a cool tutorial to throw out, especially with how much barbed wire was used, especially during World War 1, and this being our World War 1 theme week. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first version. Now, if you look in the description, there will be timestamps for each version. We have version 1, 2, and 3 here for the different barbed wire strands or fence types that you can go ahead and incorporate. So our first one here is going to be just our standard fence post, and this is really simple. All it is basically a spruce wood fence post. You're going to skip 3 blocks, place down their fence post, and you're going to run barbed wire, or chains for the barbed wire that goes across in between those fence posts. Really simple design here, and one thing to kind of spice up a little bit more is to go ahead and do something kind of like this. So you can see here I went ahead and had the fence kind of move. This can be great for following terrain, or just kind of trying to show a little bit more interesting of a defensive line, one that's not just straight across the entire way. But I thought this was a pretty cool design because it gives you some flow to it, and again, you can work this around some fortifications and all that kind of stuff and do some pretty cool things with a design like that. So that right there is going to be basically our first design here. It's a really simple design. Let's go ahead and move into our second one. So our second design here is a little bit different. So as you can see here, it basically is kind of module. So we have basically our one module here and then the other one here, and you basically combine these modules together to form basically different or basically a full line. And so what we want to do here to begin with is we're going to be going ahead and taking spruce wood fence posts. Now for this, I definitely recommend having these kind of offset from each other. You can obviously have some in line with each other, but as you can see here, these are a little offset from each other, and again, it kind of creates that interesting type of design. Thinking realistically in war and all that stuff, these things are not going to be perfectly lined up. They're going to be kind of thrown down and all that. So basically, to build this, real simple, we're going to place down a spruce wood fence post, skip a space over, place another fence post down. We're going to then go up, and the space in between these fence posts, up here, we're going to place down another spruce wood fence post, and then we want to go ahead and go to one out to both sides there. From this fence post like that to kind of form an X shape. Once we have that done, we're going to take spruce wood fence gates. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 fence posts over. We're going to go then place down the same design over here on this side. So 2 spruce wood fence posts, a spruce wood fence post there, and then our fence post here to both sides like that. Now for this, we're going to go ahead and basically now make our barbed wire strands and all that stuff. So To go ahead and do this, real simple. We're going to be going ahead and going to this spruce wood fence post here. And we're going to just very randomly place down cobwebs and chains going along the side here, like that. And we're going to do the same thing up here. So again, I'm not doing any particular pattern. I'm just kind of doing a random type of design. And it's going to be the same thing here on this side as well. And I highly encourage to make each one of them a little bit different from each other, or at least, you know, as different you can get it. They're going to be very time consuming, but at the same time, you're going to get a really nice detailed fortification here for barbed wire. So that right there has it on the fence posts. We then want to go ahead and go to the space in between them, and we can place down a few more kind of webs here, some chains going across here. And we don't have to fill it all in entirely, but we're just going to kind of fill in where we can, and just kind of throw in some barbed wire and stuff like that to kind of show some strands and like that and stuff like that. As I mentioned, this is kind of wrapped around and kind of thrown on rather than being like properly secured or anything like that. So we're just kind of throwing them in randomly into those sections just like that. And as you can see, you kind of have this fortified type looking fence design right here. And again, a pretty simple little design here, but it's going to look fantastic with a bunch of these lined up and alternating from each other and all that stuff. You're going to get some really cool designs out of them. And that right there is going to be our second design, and let's go ahead and move into our third and final design. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our third and final design. For this design, we're going to be going ahead and placing down 2 spruce wood fence posts up, so 1, 2. We're going to go ahead and go back 2 spaces and place down there 2 fence posts, and then we're going to place down chains in between them. Going ahead and going off these fence posts, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, cobwebs over, 1, 2, 3, and then come off the fence post where you can place down 3 chains going over as well. We then want to just place down 2 spruce wood fence posts here on both sides, and then a row of chains again, row 2 of chains going between these fence posts, just like that. And you're just going to go and basically keep replicating that as much as you want, and you'll basically create this design here. A cool thing you can do to add on to this design also is to take the fence post design we did for, or the barbed wire design for version 1, and we can just have it kind of laid out here in the front of it. So this time we'll go 1 in front of these, and we'll place our fence posts, and we'll just go and place down 2 chains here in between those fence posts, like this, going all the way along the side here. And this will connect up, and we can do the same thing on the other side there, so you kind of have a thicker kind of cluster of barbed wire in the center of your fence, and then you have kind of this more, you know, easier, simpler line in front of it. And you can see we have the alternating sides there, so we have one space of 1 between this, so the thick line and the outside lines, and then between the 2 thick lines we have a space of 2. So again, you can kind of vary this up, and you can create some really cool defensive lines by combining this all together, creating some really cool unique barbed wire type sets and different defensive fortifications and stuff like that. So hopefully this does help and is helpful for your worlds and all that stuff. Again, this could be used for World War I and World War II builds, and overall really cool looking designs, I think. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this tutorial. Hopefully you guys do enjoyed. If you guys do end up using this design, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be a thing from the side of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear in social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use it for whatever project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. And with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's been your 204, and I'll see you guys next time.